Welcome! As generative search engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity reshape how we find information online, traditional SEO is no longer enough. Today, we are exploring a groundbreaking framework called Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, which helps content creators keep their websites visible in this new AI-driven landscape. Let's start with the foundational paper itself, titled GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, co-authored by researchers from IIT Delhi, Princeton University, and independent collaborators. They address a massive shift in user behavior as traditional search engines transition to AI-powered generative search, and they propose GEO as a way to optimize content specifically for these large language models. To understand how this works in practice, let's look at a typical query, like things to do in New York. In the original generative response, a local pizza place might be completely ignored. But after applying GEO techniques, their New York-style pizza is naturally integrated and cited directly in the final recommendations. The researchers formalize this process by defining how generative engines retrieve sources and synthesize responses. Their methodology maps out a clear optimization problem, showing exactly how changes to source content influence the final language model's output generation. Measuring visibility in generative engines requires a different approach than traditional search rankings. Instead of just tracking page results, this framework introduces metrics like position-adjusted word count, which evaluates how early and how often a brand is cited in the AI's response. To test these ideas, the authors created a benchmark called GEO BENCH, pulling real-world queries from diverse datasets like MMLU, MS Marco, and Eli5. This benchmark allows them to systematically evaluate different optimization strategies across various subject areas. Looking at the initial results, traditional tactics like keyword stuffing fall flat. Instead, adding high-quality statistics and citing authoritative sources yield the most dramatic improvements in search engine visibility. The benefits multiply when you combine these strategies, such as pairing authoritative citations with clear, fluent writing. We also see that different domains require tailored approaches, meaning what works for a tech blog might differ from what works for a travel site. Here, we see actual text changes from the study, where green highlights indicate optimization additions and red shows deletions. Adding specific statistics or structured source citations directly influences the language model's choice of what to recommend. This paper marks a major milestone as the first formal framework helping content creators adapt to AI-driven search architectures. The authors conclude with ideas for future research on how these models evaluate credibility and trust. The work builds on a rich foundation of previous research, citing 32 academic papers across natural language processing and information retrieval. This grounding ensures the GEO framework aligns with established machine learning principles. In the appendix, the authors detail their conversational engine setup and show how the system compiles responses. They display actual queries from the 9 distinct datasets used to build GeoBench, illustrating the scope of their testing. Crucially, the researchers validated their findings on a live, deployed engine, Perplexity. Applying the statistics addition strategy resulted in a massive 37% boost in visibility, proving that GEO works in the real world. Generative search is fundamentally changing how we interact with the web, and GEO gives us the tools to stay relevant. By focusing on authoritative citations and clear data, creators can make sure their content remains central to the conversations AI engines have with users.